Hey everyone, today's video is a PUBG Xbox solo walkthrough on Erangel, and this game involved me using one of the most versatile weapons in PUBG. As is tradition, I landed at the shooting range, and luckily landed straight on a DP, which is the weapon that I was alluding to. So after a pretty sloppy kill there, I'm able to loot up pretty well, find a K98 quite quickly there, which is awesome. And already things are looking pretty good for me. I've got a DP and a Kar98K. Really just looking for a vest now and some other bits and pieces before I head out to find other players. And finding a level 3 vest there, things are going really well right now. So if you guys have watched my live streams, you'll notice that the one thing that I use on pretty much every occasion is the DP28 with a 6x scope. So you can see there that I do drop the DP for a SCAR, but I'm pretty sure at some stage I do find a 6x, and I almost instantly go back to pick up the DP. And playing solos, it probably could be argued that the DP isn't the best gun to use, but the gameplay that you're about to see will probably make a pretty strong argument against that. So I see this cheeky fella up the hill shooting at me with a VSS, and from memory this guy causes me a bit of trouble. So he forces me to use my medkit there, which I really didn't want to do, but it is better than the alternative in letting that guy kill me with his VSS. So I anticipate his right peek there and am able to get the kill. One thing I would definitely recommend is if you do decide to drop at shooting range as a common drop for you, always be very mindful of how many players drop with you. It's a really common thing for people to drop at the shooting range and just hide in a bunker and wait for people to come and loot it. And although it's a pretty dog sneaky act, you know, especially in third person perspective when you can see people running down the stairwell into the bunker, it's a pretty easy way to get quite sadly killed at the start of a match when you've just got looted up. Sorry to expose all the slippery snakes out there. Alright, so I'm on my way. I've got my buggy. One thing I need to learn in PUBG is to avoid driving at all costs because it always gets me killed. But for the time being, we're heading to zone on the buggy and I'm still rocking the SCAR. So at this stage, I'm starting to think whether I'm actually editing the right video right now. But you can see that the circle seems to be heading over to the military island. So it's a pretty ideal situation for me to try and get near the bridge where there's going to be a lot of action and hopefully I can get some kills. So that guy had the same idea as me to try and do a drive-by on his 3-wheeler motorbike. Unfortunately for him, the thing to remember is if you're going to try and do a drive-by on a 3-wheeler, the first seat that you're going to swap to is the back seat of the motorbike, which you can't actually shoot from. So it's definitely not the most ideal vehicle to do a drive-by on. Having said that, doing a drive-by sitting on a buggy is also not overly ideal because you just prop up on the back seat and you're a pretty easy target really. So you can see that I snagged a 6x scope off of that guy, which gives me hope that this is actually the video I was supposed to be editing. and it takes a lot of willpower for me to drive away from a fight. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm heading towards where I plan to go rather than getting distracted by people along the way. And you can see that when I found that second 6x scope, I was doing some serious thinking and trying to decide what I was actually wanting to do. And I definitely made the right call in taking the DP. And things get pretty crazy here, so I'm just going to let you guys watch this passage of play. Alright, so I was able to pick up a few quick kills in pretty quick succession there. And now I have all the 7.62 ammo that I need to complete this bridge camp. But I can't actually remember how many other players ended up coming across the bridge, so we'll have to wait and see. So that guy was very unexpected. I did not know he was there at all. And this dude with the mini, I remember him being really hard to locate. For a long time, I was just sitting here trying to scope around looking for him, thinking that he was up on the railing of the bridge. So if anyone could actually see him there, please let me know because that's a great place to hide. Or maybe I need new glasses again. So I decided to push a little bit closer to hopefully get some eyes on this guy with the mini. Always staying completely boosted. Because of how many bodies there are that I could potentially loot, there's no need for me not to be boosted, which is going to help me to keep my health up while I fight probably multiple enemies at once here. And the elusive mini guy continues to be elusive. I can't quite recall if he actually ended up just completely bailing on the situation or hanging around to try and kill me, but I think he must have been standing on the outside of the bridge, shooting through a little slot in the side of the bridge. Another little tactic that I use here, of course, is hiding my vehicle so that my enemies can't shoot my tires out, but also picking up and dumping a whole bunch of ammo so that I don't have to worry about holding it, but I've got it at the ready if I do need it. So zone's not looking too bad, but I do need to be mindful given that it is phase 3 coming in, I believe. But I've got some more enemies coming across this bridge, so I'm not going anywhere just yet. So I anticipate this guy pushing up towards the closer vehicle there, and we do anticipate correctly because he was on fire. And as he tries to jump off into the water to douse himself off, we're able to get the kill. So GG's to that guy. And pretty lucky to not get run over there, which is something else that I'm really good at in PUBG. And to put the icing on the cake, a BRDM tank is on its way to try and cross the bridge. And I'm just a little bit excited. Blowing those things up is one of my favorite things to do in this game, and the DP28 is the perfect weapon to achieve that. Well, with phase 3 coming in, I'm pretty confident that there's probably not too many others trying to come across the bridge, so I decided to get on my way to zone, passing the flaming BRDM. And not taking my advice here, I tried to do the drive-by on the 3-wheeler. You see it takes that extra bit of time to swap the seat twice. And then I hear a Tommy gun shooting here, and I'm a little bit suspicious because I don't know too many people that single tap fire with the Tommy gun. So rather than just pushing straight up that hill towards the Tommy gun shots, I decide to play it safe, go and heal up, and wait to see where the zone's gonna go. So you can see me wanting to push up against this guy, but it's not a great decision for me, especially having the 6 times in the DP and that dude having a great close range weapon in the Tommy gun. And as I kind of anticipated, I think this dude up here was a pretty good player and he was using these single tap Tommy gun rounds to try and bait opponents to push towards him. So we were kind of lucky to get out of that one. And he's back at it there with a single tap Tommy gun firing. So if you guys playing on North America ever hear someone single tapping a Tommy gun, I would proceed with caution. So I heard some shooting over this direction to the southwest, and I see a vehicle parked out there, the white Dacia. But I don't see this guy up on the peak of the hill. And it's almost too late, but luckily I'm able to get him there with the DP. So again, you see me looting up there just for the essentials. I snagged myself a fresh helmet, some meds, and stock up on ammo. And also a flash hider for my sniper, because I'm a bit greedy. So I think this is the Tommy gun guy, and knowing that he's got a few kills, I'm a bit cautious. He's obviously a solid player, so I don't spend too long out in the open there before I push to cover. And we've made it to the top 10. There does seem to be a Groza in the mix, so knowing that that Groza is sitting out sort of northeast at the moment, I'm probably going to spend a bit more time and attention focusing out that way. There is a Dacia parked right here on this hill, which I don't seem to pay much attention to at all, and that could have ended really badly for me, but it seems that that enemy has moved on. And I reckon that's Groza guy out at the rock that I just tagged. So we're pretty close to zone, we're sitting on the wedge, we got plenty of time to move in, and then of course PUBG has to tempt me with a crate dropped out right in the open, right in the middle of the zone in the final 7 players, and I'm sorry, I can't not get that. But we're sticking with the DP, guys. Ordinarily, I would take a Groza, but being this late into the game, with this many kills with the DP, I didn't see any reason to swap up my combination right now. So this guy out to the west here, I notice is outside of the zone, so pretty shortly he's going to have to push down that hill. So I focus a lot of my attention on this player. And I'm feeling pretty safe right now. I've got my level 3 helmet, I'm at full health, so I can tank any headshot except for an AWM or a crossbow. And the perfect timing for me here, I'm able to third party this fight. And right as that happens, I hear a shot coming from north. And that was a little bit cheeky there. You can see that I swapped out to the Kar 98K, which would have been the wiser decision to try and kill that guy. But then I thought, hey, why not try with a 6x DP, right? And luckily it paid off. So that was a pretty awesome game with the DP28. I think we ended up getting 12 or 13 kills with the DP, and it really shows you that if you put that 6x on it and you zoom the scope into a 3x and make sure that you're crouching when you shoot, the hit registration and recoil is actually really good. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, make sure you let me know if this is a type of video that you guys enjoy watching. And if you're interested, I am going to be streaming some PUBG this Friday on Mixer, so check out the link down below if you want to come and hang out and we can play some Vikendi and kill some bots, I guess. Anyway guys, take it easy. I'll see you soon.